Ken Coleman, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, is my co-host today in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, and we invite you to drop by and watch the show anytime. We do the show live Monday through Friday from 1 to 4 Central Time on the glass, and we usually have 50 to 200 folks coming by and eating some homemade chocolate chip cookies and great coffee, all on us, and they get to watch the show. In that same lobby, we put a little stage called the Debt-Free Stage, where hundreds, now thousands of people have done debt-free screams, and that includes Matthew and Jody are with us today. Hey, guys, happy Thanksgiving.
Hi.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Better than we deserve. Welcome. Where do you live?
We live in South Bend, Indiana.
Very nice. And how much debt have you paid off?
We paid off $153,000 in 3 years.
Way to go. What do y'all do for a living?
I'm a high school teacher. I teach history, economics, and a little course called Ramsey's Foundations in Personal Finance.
I love it.
And I work for a dental supply manufacturer and solutions company, and I oversee their service department.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So, Jody, how long have you been teaching Foundations in Personal Finance?
I've taught it 3 years, two times a year. So, yeah.
Now, when you're working a get out of debt journey and you're having to stand up in front of high school students, that's got to change the intensity.
It does. It does. I think it gives the kids a better perspective on this is possible. You can really do this.
Oh, you shared your story with them.
I've shared my story. Matthew often tells me I share too much with my students.
You overshare?
I overshare. They know everything. Yeah. So I can't wait to tell them that I did my debt-free scream.
Oh, make them watch it.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
Play it in class. Yeah. Absolutely. So were the students, high school students are brutal. Sometimes. Were they encouraging, or were they messing with you, or what?
Very encouraging, yeah. They're super excited about this whole process. They're very excited about the fact that we're going to be debt-free. I think they're very excited about their journey into adulthood and walking the path debt-free as well. So It's been an amazing thing.
What kind of debt was the $153,000?
It was our mortgage.
So, you're weird people.
Yeah, we're really weird.
House and everything
yeah,
paid
house
for.
and everything, yeah.
What's the house worth?
The house is probably worth, Matthew, what do you say?
Conservatively, 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Million or 100?
Yeah. Fortunately, we'll stick with 100.
Just checking. All right. It's South Bend. I'm just checking. All right.
So I want to ask you about the students and the interaction with them. Obviously, high school kids have a lot of anxiety.
Yes.
And how old are these kids that you're teaching?
I have all juniors and seniors.
Okay, perfect for my question.
Yeah.
So that's when they're in this vice grip that culture has put on these kids to choose a college, then choose a job, and they're freaking out. They're just never seen more anxiety than this time in history in that age group. I'm curious, when they start to get it, you're teaching them the foundations, and when they start to get it, do you see the anxiety drop as it relates to money?
Yeah.
I'm just curious your take.
Yeah, I think the idea that you can walk this path debt-free, it frees them in a way that other paths don't. You know, when they think, well, I don't necessarily have to go to that big name college and take out all this debt. I can find a different path, and I can find a career I love, even if that doesn't mean going to college. I think it really opens a lot of doors for them, and the idea that maybe not college is an okay choice. That really frees them to do what they really want to do and have an amazing life debt-free. So
That's fascinating.
That's some actual real common sense coming from a world-class high school teacher. Well done.
Thank you.
Very, very well done. So what got you guys plugged into this whole Ramsey thing? You decided we're going to knock out our house.
Yeah, well, I think so. Really, it's all Matthew's fault that we found you, Dave. And so you want to tell that part of it?
Yeah, I just years ago heard you on the radio, started listening, and you reminded me of the Southern preacher when I used to live down in Tennessee. And so just started listening to this guy. He makes a lot of sense. And so asked Jody if she would, maybe read the book along with me. And it was a Total Money Makeover is what we got into. And we got gazelle intense. We knocked out consumer debt very, very quickly. And then we went on autopilot for a little while with a 15-year mortgage, and I was actually very unhappy with the work I was doing, and we made the decision that I would step away from my work, and we were pretty safe about it. We had a fully funded emergency fund, and at the time, economy was booming, and I also was getting offers from headhunters every week, so I was like, this is great. And so on January 31st, 2020, I left my job, and something happened with the entire world almost immediately after that.
You have the worst possible timing.
Yeah. Murphy moved in fairly solidly in our house.
To the whole world at that point.
It really did. So, so we just kind of lived in that for a couple of months. I was obviously teaching virtually, and then we thought, okay, well, you're not getting a new job right now. So how do we make this work? We gotten really good at budgeting. Matthew is a very good budget grocery shopper. We found that out. We ate more Spam than I'd like to admit during that time.
Mustard or no mustard?
Mustard.
Yeah, good call.
Always mustard.
I grew up on it. I had to ask.
Good man.
I started doing like grocery delivery during the pandemic, and so we were able to pay our mortgage just with the grocery delivery that I was making. Matthew started delivering pizzas, and we found a way to never touch our emergency fund. Matthew didn't find another job in your field until about a year.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
February 2021, you got a new job, and we said, man, the only thing that stressed us during the mortgage.
We're getting rid of it.
Let's get it done. Let's be done with it.
Wow.
And so I'm the budget nerd. I'm the every dollar nerd. I'm the one that's on the budget all the time. And Matthew started playing with the
payoff calculator. I just all the time. A Saturday morning, I'm looking at the Ramsey mortgage payoff calculator, and if we threw an extra this on it and threw this on it, and 3 years later, knocked it out.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Way to go. How's it feel to be free?
It's absolutely amazing. Yeah. The freedom that we have now to just do whatever we want to do is amazing. Yeah.
Take your shoes off, walk through the backyard. The grass feels different.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
It's yours. And it is quite a life lesson you've lived in front of your students. Thank you for doing that.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
For those of you that don't know what she's talking about, we have a high school curriculum that's now been taught to almost 7 million students nationwide in almost 48% of the high schools. And we've got wonderful teachers and administrators and sponsors that pay for it to go into these schools all over America. And, of course, teachers like Jody right here and that are world class. And we all remember teachers like Jody that were the good teachers in high school, and we all remember the teachers that sucked and that were just mailing it in. And so we always get the good ones. They're the ones that want to teach foundations because they love the idea of taking common sense to their students. And the students like the material, don't they?
They really do. And I have to say that George is their favorite. They absolutely love George.
Yeah.
Well,
George is our favorite, too.
Yeah, how can he not be, right?
Yeah. They like George better than you and better than me.
Oh,
better than James.
I've got too much of a dad vibe, so I'm not surprised by that at all. I mean, I got kids their age, so George is super cool and fun. Yeah, I love that.
Well, the good news is that they actually engage. But I remember taking algebra, and I'm going, what is this calculus? And I'm like, unless I'm an engineer, what am I going to be using this for? And I really have never run a calculus formula since the senior in high school.
I can't even spell calculus.
And the Pythagorean theorem doesn't come up much.
Another one I can't spell.
But I'll tell you what, balancing a checkbook and staying out of debt, having an emergency fund, knowing how to do a budget, that comes up every dadgum day.
Right.
So you're teaching them common sense, and they know that.
They do.
That's why it's popular.
Yeah.
So, way to go. I'm proud of y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
What do you tell people the key to getting out of debt is?
I think intentionality is the key.
There it is.
Just being focused and working the plan.
Matthew and Jody, house and everything. South Bend, Indiana, $153,000 paid off in 3 years. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt-free.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, that's how it's done. This is The Ramsey Show.